believe we are live. So I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me once again, again, again to the again. I hope you will pretend to enjoy the stream. And if you're pretending to enjoy the stream, don't stop. Stop pretending right now. Brother Duck Dad and Dad and Joy Vive and Shan. I see you, friends. Thank you for joining me again. Seriously. Today's stream is going to be about pretending to be something we're not. Right? That Pippi is mangling a cricket who dared made some sounds as I started my stream. Like he's actually getting himself so wrecked. And he's still alive. He's still alive. But he's getting himself like mangled by Pippi. Let me get the other lens. I think she's rolling him. Chews on him a bit. She doesn't just straight up kill him. He just got flung. You know what? I'm gonna let him get away. Sorry, Pippi. So yeah, right? Pippi doesn't have to pretend to be a dog. Pippi is just a dog. Started with being 77th in life, of course. Yes, thank you, Now, for also seeing the synchronicities. Right? Pippi doesn't have to pretend to be a Pippi. She doesn't have to pretend to be a dog. She just does as dog does. And yet, as human beings, we don't do just as humans do, right? That we as human beings can choose to do differently. And sometimes we choose to do differently because it's the same as everyone else. Right? Isn't that paradoxical? And the real trip that I want to share today is in how when you hide yourself by pretending to be something else, we can't see you, right? Because we're seeing a fractal of what you're trying to portray. We can't, like, and we will never be able to, unfortunately, see the fullness of your being. But we'll be able to see even less if you're pretending to be something you're not, right? So to think of pretending to be something we're not from the perspective of it's something that's bad for ourselves, but something that's bad for everyone else, right? That in the act of pretending to be something you're not, you're basically robbing other people of the honor, the opportunity to get to meet you, right? The person who you actually are. And yet, sometimes we have to pretend, right? That's the other part of this argument that I'm very much aware of, is the fact that in some circumstances, being ourselves isn't an option, right? That we have to keep ourselves safe in one way or another. So I understand that fractal as well. How have you, friends, been experiencing this fractal of being yourself or pretending to be something else? Love you. Let me be myself. My water keys. Thank you. I'm actually thirsty. I'm gonna drink some of it. Melt remedy? Yep, in the water. In the water. I took 8 this morning and I put the other 8 in my water bottle. So there's like mild remedy. I'm just imagining the frequency of the flowers emanating through my water, and I'm adding some loving intentions onto it as well. Okay. Duck that again. Love to you, brother Bear, our brother Dan. Lozanas here too. Let me see if I'm missing anyone. Sam, see you. Natalie's here too. She's silently stopping by. She says, sending you love anyway. It took me a little while to get in here. Yoga was great. It was really nice. I enjoyed today's yoga. It's so interesting to notice how I don't have to pretend, right? I just have to pay attention in many ways. That I've been multiple different versions of myself without needing to pretend to be any of them, right? Yoga felt nice today. I'm happy to hear that for you. Your side as well, Sam. Like the yesterday, for example, I smoked before stream, before the yoga as well. I smoked once, right? And I don't know if I'm like placeboing myself into believing it or if it's actually the reality of the situation, but I feel less in tune when I'm supposed to give my yoga class if I've smoked prior to, right? If I smoked just before, right? Like I smoked and then I start teaching yoga, then I feel in tune again. But if I smoked weed like an hour or two beforehand, and the effects have worn down, and then I try to teach yoga, then it feels less than ideal. And it's so interesting to me to kind of like notice this pattern in myself of I don't have to pretend to be energetic or upbeat or excited about anything, that the things I do kind of allow me to, right, be excited or not. And it's just almost like there's like a certain storage, like there's like a little bank of excitement. And if I tap into that bank of excitement too early, then I have less excitement capital to spend later. Am I insane? Maybe. Did your tree fall over, or has it always been that way? Oh, Dan, it has fallen over a while ago now. Yeah, it's very much on its side. Carsfias, yeah, Christmas. During December, this happened. And there was a plan to cut it up in bits, but the roots are still connected, right? Like some of them, like my dad cut the sides of the roots off that were like growing into the house side, and then because it didn't have those supporting roots anymore, there was like a big windy storm, brought this tree sideways, but it still has some roots in it, so it is living its life. It still is like growing new little branches and everything, so it wants to be alive. It's like fighting for it. Joy Vive. I didn't know why the Duckles popped into my head yesterday, but it made me chuckle. Duckles is a cute one. I would agree. I like it as well, actually. Tree fall over. Love, 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 duck. What's good, man? How was the Pepper Army? I'm like, after like getting to tune into Brother Duck Dad's stream, I feel even more excited for him. Like, and I don't know if I'm allowed to share this Duck Dad, so do tell me to shut the fuck up after I've shared it, of course. But Duck Dad's biggest bottleneck isn't getting people to buy his plants at this point, but instead just planting more plants, right? Getting them grown, having the space to grow them. And that feels like a good bottleneck to have, right? If we're gonna have any limitation whatsoever, I feel the limitation of not being able to make enough of the thing is you're selling because so many people want to buy it is a good one. I'm proud of you. For the sun, I'm so happy. I went and put on sunblock just before today's stream because of course there's like shadows right behind me because I'm sitting in the shadow of a tree, but the one hole in that tree is on fire my razor right in my eyeballs. And it's gonna move slowly but surely. I might start pretending to be Puppy. Seems to be working for her. Yeah. Weirdly enough, it's so crazy that you say exactly that. My fractal of pretending to be Puppy, the way that my mind kind of processed that weird, thought is I want to kind of like lay on my chest and look up at my family members from the ground to kind of feel what it's like to be Puppy staring up at us. I don't know if it's the exact same thing, but yeah. Sam, Fast and Furious. Today going to get the tomatoes sorted. Too many plants. Thanks for asking. We love you, dude. Jen, Joy, Dakaru, Lois, hugs and blessings. Joshmo, it's nice having you here too. We call that code switching, Melty. Yeah. Apparently, code switching is something that is expected, especially of, our African community, that you're supposed to be like, and I think I watched an African YouTuber. Like I wish I could just say YouTuber, right? Because it doesn't matter what color his skin is. But this YouTuber happened to be of African origin, right? And he was talking about this thing called code switching, where you have to be a certain type of black person in certain type of communities around certain type of people, but I feel it's not exclusive just to race, right? It's exclusive pretty much to the human condition where certain people have identified in certain ways. They have convinced themselves of certain patterns of thinking. And if you don't align with that pattern of thinking, then you're the one that's wrong. And unfortunately, people believe things because it's what is popular to believe, right? And then more people choose to believe this thing that's popular to believe, and then a bunch of people believe this popular thing. And then someone believing not this popular thing suddenly becomes unpopular. So it creates this narrative, this incentive for you to not be yourself, because being yourself is going to garner some resistance from the people in your life. And I believe it's that way, especially when it comes to our excitement for life, right? The things that we are fascinated by, our use of entheogens, for example, right? That is very much something that we have to be mindful of with code switching. Like, fortunately, I'm like one of the opposites when it comes to code switching in that way, where I like shocking people to the bone, right? Where if they ask me questions about the things that I do, I'll straight up tell them that I take LSD and mushrooms and stuff, just to see the shock in their faces of like, you do what? You do what now? I'm like, yeah, I do shit like that sometimes. Like, oh, why aren't you, you know, eating your own fingers and running after the elephants that are flying in the sky? Like, because that's not how it works. Hey, PK, it's nice seeing you, friend. We were talking about you recently. I know you're not here anymore, but sending you love and stew. Mm. Okay. Melt remedy again. Yeah. Code switching. So your business model is to bury yourself in peppers and tomato cages. It was awesome to see you, friends, yesterday. The Zoom session left me feeling joyful all day. I'm still riding that high. Yeah, Brother Joe actually joined us for the Sangha. Like, I feel I couldn't have predicted Brother Joe's voice, but if I had to try to, the way he sounded was exactly the way you think he sounds. Luscious, the timbre in his voice, making you sail deeper and deeper into his synchronicity, into his fractal. Sending you lovins, dude. It was so nice having you. Sam, exactly. One huge sale where people to buy them to free me. Exactly. Being myself has been a huge theme in my life lately. It's been quite a ride, right? How about that, Lovisana? Being ourselves, that we might not even know who that is, right? That we could have spent so much time being something else that the question of who am I can be uncomfortable. And one of the fun things that I like to explore with you, friends, is this understanding that we can't actually know who we are, right? That the question or the problem of knowing who you are is like the problem of how does a knife cut itself, or how does water drown itself, how does fire burn itself, right? You cannot know yourself, but you can pretend, and you do pretend. No matter what you're doing right now, you're probably pretending. If you have an ego at all, is it Brother Duck Dad's birthday? Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Duck Dad! No, Mr. Bearded, Brother Dan. Happy birthday, Dan. We love you, dude. I see a friend called Mario Hall here too. Love you too, friend. I don't know if I've seen your username before, but sending you good vibes. All of the good vibes. Do if you have a happy birthday in you, send a happy birthday to Brother Dan in chat right now. So many lovins to you. Oh, happy equinox. I think Nancy is here too, sending you love, friend. Doesn't see you, friend. Still hi. Yoga felt nice. Exactly. Freedom from me. Happy spring equinox to everyone in the northern hemisphere. Thank you, Nancy, for specifically including me. I appreciate it. It was so nice to have you join us yesterday. Thank you. I was secretly subbing to you there. I was like, yes, please come, come, come. Lois, me too. I'm starting to realize at 37 years of age, that I don't know if I've ever been myself or even know what that is. You all are all getting me there. There we go. Brother Dagtad offering that same question. I don't know if we can know ourselves. Not truly. I think we can become identified with our awareness of being, right? Which is something I encourage you friends to do. Is first and foremost, if you want to live into a state of freedom, into a state of stability, right? I think is a better word than freedom as well, because some people can consider stability as not free, where I do consider freedom as stable, right? And the most stable part of me, of my life, of my experience, is my awareness of being, right? The actual awareness that I am. That is where I start. And then I can start to notice the stories I tell myself about the things that I am aware of being, right? If I have less of a good time, right? If the narrative spins out of control and I hurt myself, that is not something I want to be aware of being, right? So clearly, that is a part of me that I'm not, okay? And then it's almost like a deduction. It's like you take on your own life like a inspector, like a investigator, right? To find exactly who it is you are. And it takes time, right? Unfortunately, it will take your entire life. It will take your whole life to know who you are. And you're going to have to pretend in some ways on the way there. But the more you pretend, the more you realize that you would like to pretend to be some things instead of others, right? It's impossible to pretend to be aware. At least I think so. Is it? Is it impossible to pretend to be aware? Am I pretending to be aware? No. I'm confusing myself. So let's assume that it's impossible to pretend to be aware, right? So that is our starting point. I am aware because I cannot pretend to be that. And then by living into that awareness, we can start to choose things that we want to be aware of, one, and secondly, what we want to make other people aware of, right? Because that is almost like the way or the thing that we're pretending to be. The thing that we're pretending to be will be the thing that other people get to be aware of, right? And then again, looping all the way back to the start of the stream, if you pretend to be something you're not, even if it's popular, right? The other person might have a good time seeing you pretend to be something you're not, but they won't see you, right? They won't see the person that you actually are. And I feel that is the biggest shame of anything. Find people that acknowledge, that celebrate you pretending to be yourself instead of pretending to be something, specifically. Maybe that's the message to take away from today's stream. Enjoy the equinox. Thank you for that love. Pick up a piece of equipment today for Duck Dad Farms, and it's near a famous chili spot. Going to get that sweet, sweet chili. Maybe even, talk to the people that are cooking your chili for you and ask them if they want to start cooking their chili with fresh chilies. I know you have, already too many people wanting your chilies, but I want even more people to want your chilies. Shanna, you stayed super quiet, but I really enjoyed seeing your face. I was blabbing on and on due to my level of excitement. I'll try to be quieter next time. Don't try to be anything. All right? Don't pretend to be quiet. We like seeing you, seeing the excitement bubbling up, seeing the expression of your heart. Oh, a road trip to Chi would be fun. I don't know if I can bring pepper and tomato plants back across the border. Canada? Chi? I don't know. I don't know if you can bring peppers and tomato plants over the border either. They tend to be a little bit serious. They pretend to be so serious about bringing plants into the country. Oh, it might be not an indigenous species and stuffs. Oh no, there's so much of this plant now, and it's killing the other plants. Like I don't know what I'm actually pretending to feel right now. Part of me understands completely what they're talking about, right? Yeah, we don't want one plant to choke out the biodiversity of the other plants. And on the other side of myself, I'm like plants, right? The stupid side of myself, I'm like, what plants? Look at them. Look at them planting. They're so plants right now. Joy Vive, I feel you on that. Did I miss a bit? Joy Vive said, sad face. I don't know how to be anyone but myself. Uh, Yeah, yeah, technically. Hey, Susan, it's nice seeing you. Technically, but also I can see you in ways pretending to be something you're not sometimes, JV. Right? For instance, I'm seeing a a flea on Peppy's ear that I want to remove. There you go. So you can you don't necessarily have to pretend to be something other than yourself. You can become convinced that some things are a part of you, and now you have to pretend to be that, right? When it never was. For instance, finances, right? For instance, finances that we are all now pretending to be, in quotation marks. Hey, Jules, Julissa, Julissa Rivera, love you too. We can pretend to be capitalist worker droids, right? Because in our actions, in our showing up for something every day, perpetually, we are pretending because we're not that, right? Human beings were meant to eat food and spend time in community and sleep, all right? Sure, there's a bunch of other things that I believe are important alongside that, but those are the things that we are meant to do, right? Those are the things that we're good at doing on a fundamental level. But now, unfortunately, because of where we find ourselves in society, it is expected of us to pretend to be something else, right? To pretend to be someone who cares about 401k. Like, I have heard those words. I don't know what it means. Hey Google. Hey Google. What is a 401k? A 401k in the United States, so I can't get one, good to know, is a plan where an employer sponsored or defined contribution slash personal pension account as defined in section 401k of the US Internal Revenue Code. Periodical employee contributions come directly out of their paycheck and may be matched by the employer. So it's like a savings account that your employer is willing to contribute to as well. Maybe it's like a retirement account or something. Right? Something like that. Now we have to pretend. We have to pretend. We have to pretend in a way where we have credit scores. And we have to pretend to be hardworking individuals for a employer. And we have to pretend to, be happy about receiving a salary. And we have to pretend to budget and figure out how we're going to spend our money. All right? And I'm using pretend very liberally. Hey, Google, can you give me the definition of pretend? Just so we can have like a, that's not the right word. Hey, Google, can you give me the definition of pretend? Hey, Google, can you give me the definition of pretend? Now it works. Maybe I just have to sing to Google. Behave so as to make it appear that something is the case when in fact it's not. Yeah. 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 Behave as if to make something appear as it is something when in fact it's not, right? That this whole financial system that we're a part of right now is something we're all pretending is, right? That we're pretending that money has value when it doesn't, right? If you can be the richest person in the entire world, you can have $1 billion and 100, buck notes. Sure, it would look sexy, right? If you can do something with it. But if you're stranded on an island, you're not gonna survive very long eating money, right? You can't drink money, you can't eat money. The money in itself is worthless unless we pretend, unless both of us pretend it is worth something. And only then is it, when it takes on any value. And we as a collective society, as a species, have now become so convinced of a certain state of being that we all have to pretend as if it is, right? Less we're the ones that are weird, the odd ones out, right? The ones that will be left behind. There's this YouTuber called Dan Ko, which I really love. He has this philosophy on business, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with, but I'll share it anyway because it is interesting to kind of consider. But he has this philosophy around business as a means to gain more purpose. That business is a way to contribute value to the economy and then to be rewarded for the value you contribute. And he sees it as a means to like your spiritual side, your purpose side becoming more active, right? I'm butchering it a little bit, but essentially business and finances as it is right now is your means to gain more meaning in your life by providing a service that people are willing to pay you for, right? And I understand where he's coming from in large part, but I also feel like it's a bit contrived because if we attach our purpose to something financial, we have to pretend to care, right? And I don't care about finances. I really don't, but I know I'm supposed to. Like for instance, taxes. Hey Heather, taxes, right? Like now that's something I stress about. Like I don't even know if I'm earning enough money to pay taxes, but I don't know. I don't know anything, right? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know how I'm supposed to be documenting things as I'm going on. Because I'm apparently self-employed, all of my taxes come off at the end of the year, and I have to pay it in a lump sum. So I can spend my money, and I have to have like 30% of it set aside, and that amount of money is enough money to buy the gear I would like to buy for the space. And if I do that, I can get myself arrested next year or something. And I'm like, bruh, I don't want to pretend to care about this shit. I really don't. And yet I'm expected to, lest I go to jail. Hopefully, by the time I go to jail, I shouldn't say shit like that. They allow us to stream, you know. I'll stream in jail as well. I'll be like, yeah, fucking got put in jail for tax evasion. Guess this is my life now. I'm still streaming, spend 4 years in jail, become even more enlightened or whatever. Have my friends sneak LSD into the jail cells for me. You think I'm joking? I'm not fucking joking. You think I'm pretending right now? You think I'm pretending? Is that brother Jacob? And I see brother Griffin as well. It's lovely having you here, Joel. Sending you good vibes. Again, love to you, Mario. Let me see. I think I'm missing a few. Joy V. If you, I feel you on that. All I can be is me, even though the me is ever changing and adapting to the world. Exactly. To be fair, says Duck Dad, I don't know. It is that I have that many people waiting to buy them. I just believe in my method of selling them and limit my sale activity because of it. I hear you. For the bit I've seen, I can pretend that you're doing what you need to be doing. Hey, Hoopy, sending you lovins. It's nice having you. So yeah, I believe in you because I see you willing to do the hard work. I'm usually quiet, Joe. I just love being among you friends and listening to what everyone's talking about. Laughing with you all. I love hearing your voice. Don't be quieter. Thank you, Shan, for echoing that sentiment as well. I'm a year older now. My birthday was yesterday. I'm 51. Brother Dan, again, happy birthday. Happy freaking birthday. You're as old as my dad. Holy shit. Yeah. Could be my dad, dude. In another life, I could have been your son. Let's not. Let's not think about why. Let's not pretend to know how. But I could maybe, potentially. I don't know. Ah, nice. Coffee inside of my body. Shanna, So I want to hear. You want to hear something really, really cool? I woke up yesterday with a face of a woman in my mind's eye. You bear a striking resemblance to that face that I had in the dream about. You did summon me, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, I do believe in stuff like this or not. We are interconnected. The fact that we can think the things that friends think thousands of miles away from each other. All right, that is pretty brain melting, and it's not something we have to pretend. We've seen it happening in the space. It's produced specifically to allow their telepathic influence through Joe. They can have that stuff in the house. Like, I'm really curious about where that fractal is going, Sam, but I'm getting there. Being myself was a hindrance in so many ways, trying to fit into the wrong places. Masking is exhausting for everybody. Exactly. So much happy birthdays, yeah. Yeah, shucks, Melty. That was a very kind compliment. You are so loved, dude. You'll get more. It's just a matter of time. Duck, yes, masking is exhausting, and I had no idea that that's what I was doing until very recently. And like for me, the thing is, it's just the survival part of it, right? That it's okay if you've been pretending to be something you're not. Realize that for a lot of us, it's what we have to do if we're to survive at all, right? And that can be pretty disheartening. Hey, that's such a cursed username. The person's username is Wet Sounds ASMR. Please, oh please, no please. I'm not even gonna pretend. Oh goodness. Okay, let me get back to it. No way, Joe. How funny. I was thinking at the start of the song how Joe should be here, and then you were. I was tripping out about it. Love is true. In my dream, you walked up and put your forehead against mine and asked me to come with you. That was the whole dream, but it was powerful juju. And it was stuck with me until I actually saw you. Love is true. Man, this makes me happy to hear. A wild Jovan has appeared. Yeah, happy birthday, Dan. Thank you, Jovan, for spending some time with us as well. Totally made sense. Got chills reading about it. I'm tripping out. I'm in that space where I I like I'm reading it like a factual event. I was like, yes, yeah, of course, of course. Yes, I'm still taken aback by the sync. Like the thing for me is the fact that we're still interacting low bandwidth, right? Think about that. That the amount of synchronicities we've been able to experience in this space, listening to each other's lives, seeing the way that we pretend, right, to integrate into this world, and seeing how other people have to pretend in the same way, feeling the synchronicity, the ways that we've kind of grew up, the things we've experienced in that, the mental side of things, the synchronicities. Hey, Richard Eaton, I'm watching on my TV. It's nice having you. I'm Poopsie. I was thinking actually, it is you, Dad. It's nice having you here, Brother Bear. Sending you love-ins. How do I look? Big screen. Do I look ready for TV? Wait a second. I have to make myself even hotter. Ah. I'm cringing. I'm cringing. Oh, dude. Oh. I'm seeing myself through Dan's eyes, looking at myself on a TV right now, and it's breaking my brain. Oh, goodness. Oh fuck. Stop. Pretending. I have to pretend to be myself right now, Dan. Oh, yeah. Yes. Drinking water, breathing air, pumping heart, firing neurons. I love this family as we love you. This thing is really starting to meld. I think it's amazing. I'm gonna get more and more sticky, dude. I love the growth between all of us and the fam. It makes me so swoon. Applies tinfoil hat. If you're our age, you don't need one. The aliens will equitably contribute assets upon their eventual takeover. Oh, please, aliens, like, keep me connected to the internet, right? Like, we understand, at least in theory, quantum tunneling and our ability to have like faster than light information transfer across the entire universe. So please give us some technologies? And if you're gonna abduct me, let me stay connected to the internet. All right. If I have to disappear for like 40 years, streaming on an alien planet, just like entertain this idea, right? I get abducted by aliens, and they figure out quantum tunneling, right? So quantum tunneling, and more like bit switching, is this idea that if you can find in a set like little bits that kind of mirror each other, right? So if the one flips down, the other flips up, and vice versa. And it happens instantaneously, right? Faster, potentially, instantaneously, right? So no matter how much distance, it happens instantaneously, faster than the speed of light. Meaning, it could, in theory, be possible for me to be on an alien planet and still be able to live stream to Earth's internet. Okay? Now, I'm on an alien planet and I get to stream. Right? I get to explore an alien planet, get to sit and smoke alien joints, drink alien drinks with aliens. Wow. I would love that. Maybe that's what's happening right now. Maybe I'm just pretending. Maybe I'm just pretending to be human. No. I was like tripping out actually. Unironically, I was like thinking about this fractal, and I was like realizing that that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Oh goodness. I'm a person. You know what's weird? The fact that if I lick my hand, I'm gonna taste saltiness. Right? A part of me wanted to for a second there. Was like, lick your hand to make sure you're a person. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I know I'm a person. I'm pretending. I'm pretending harder. I'm pretending even harder right now. My employer is weird. My 401k is paid in plans. Your employer. Your employer seems like a hard ass like that. Seems like he's grinding you all the time, dude. Seems like he's giving you no breaks. It's like, yeah, that's exactly what my employer does. Being your own employer is not all it's made up to be. It is fun, right? Conceptually. Because you get to know that you're the one responsible for everything. But also, you know that you're the one responsible for everything. So you can be pretty hard on yourself. People that decide to make businesses of their own, more often than not, don't get to chill. At least not at first. Right? It takes like 10, 20 years for them to actually build something before they get to kick their feet up. And then as soon, like literally, you should watch, right? In slow motion. Like as soon as their feet go up and hit the desk, like as it hits the desk, there's outrage. An extreme amount of outrage of being like, why is this person so wealthy and screaming? You know, I'm one of the layers of pretending. It's breaking my brain right now. I loved seeing everyone's face. I'm not a tech savvy kind of person, so I'm easily impressed and entertained by that kind of stuff. Being with you is always great. Seeing your faces created more joy, joy than I thought it would. Sam, you got an extra hat? I need to make a baked potato. The fractals, the tinfoil hat. Love is true. Get energized to hear a new voice, and it's a beautiful rush, right? Thank you, Jovan, for sharing that. Sundays have become my favorite day of the week because I love getting to hear and see you friends. It's almost like I'm hanging out with my best buds for real. It really is that way. A little community get together. This is also technically a community get together, but because of the one sidedness of it, I get to pretend to be myself, right? Otherwise, we would be something else. Heya Allah te nine niche run. Yeah, that's exactly how your username is supposed to be said. Sending you love. Papa potato. Off topic. I was thinking yesterday. Pato padre is duck dad in Spanish. Pato padre. Sounds kind of cool. And in that way, padre can also be seen as like a priest, I believe, like a Catholic father. So it makes him sound even more distinguished. You're telling me you don't have any Reynolds wrap in your kitchen, Joe? Is Reynolds wrap a type of tinfoil? Taxes are easy though. Don't stress about it. Thank you, Heather. I'm just new to this being an adulting thing, and I'm really trying to pretend that I'm a capable human being. Right? I so badly just want to be a creative. I want to go back to the Enlightenment. Please take me back. I want to be Leonardo DiCaprio again. I just want to get paid to make art, please. All right. I got to spend like 8 years at a time working on a single piece of art. I've only spent like 2 and a bit years working on this piece of art. How could I spend 8 years on a single piece of art? Like that breaks my brain. And yet, human beings have done that. LT, I don't know about taxes or finances either. I married an accountant. I'm guessing is the way that should be said. Good for you, Doug. Dad. Damn, maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. Find myself an accountant lady. I'm just gonna start specking out. I'm gonna go to university. Sit outside of the class, the accounting class. See a Whammons walking outside, being like, "Hey, you Whammons, you accountings? Yeah, I accountings. We're gonna get married. Okay." And then I don't have to do my taxes. Yeah. In that pretend reality that I just lived into. Sound kind of nice. Oh no! I've always done my own taxes and the taxes of all of my family. You're an absolute fantastic human being, Heather. Here, you can make estimated tax payments so that you don't have to pay a lump sum at the end of the year. I just don't want to pay any taxes whatsoever, to be completely honest with you. I'm like kind of salty at my country, like just a little bit, just like a little bit of salt, right? The fact that I don't have power for multiple hours out of my day. Fortunately, it's better right now. At least temporarily, it is better right now. But my technology, I believe, technically in part, probably broke because of this power interruptions. I went through the RMA process of getting my computer now officially sent to the place. My family is going to Pretoria again. One of my brother's pieces of tech, his earphones, broke as well. So they're gonna go to the place where I bought my motherboard from. So that's gonna get sent in. Hopefully something comes of that. But I pay 14% on everything, right? And then I pay import taxes, 20 between 20 and 30% on everything. So with import taxes and my VAT, I pay 44% tax on every single thing I've bought in my whole life. 44%. And now they want me to pay more. So yeah, we see you got monies. So now give us percentage of your monies. I'm like, okay, that sounds fair. And now I see you want to buy something. Give us percent of your monies. But you already took percent of my monies. Yeah, we're gonna do it again. Okay. I wanna import something. And you wanna import something that you've already paid for with your own money? Give us money. Why? Because we say so. Oh, okay. All right. I have to pretend that I'm not losing my mind. Turning into a wild animal. Goodness. Yeah. I guess I'm just being dramatic at this point. I'm pretending to care a lot about it. Sam, I use the off-brand kind, but I don't think it's good enough for alien blockers. I produce specifically to allow their telepathic influence through you, Joe. My son got a solar-powered cricket. He put it in a windowsill, and now the moment the sun breaches the side of the house, it starts buzzing and hopping around the windowsill. Is that real? That's absolutely insane. I thought that tech was like 10 years from now. A part of me, actually, Heather, I don't know if you've been here for me sharing it, but I would love to bring a product to market that is like small little droids or drones or robots or companions, right? That is like a spider. I would actually like have the spider hold on, like it can kind of like lift its little arms and then hold on to my ear, right? Then I have like a little earring that is a spider. And then if there's like a mosquito or a fly that lands on me, this little robo spider having like little eyes spots that thing, instantly jumps, snaps the little mosquito's neck. I'm sorry. And then attaches again to my ear. And that cricket, solar powered cricket, is taking me there right now. Yes. I want a robo spider companion that will kill all the mosquitoes that try to drink my blood. Right. I can see this little spider having like an attitude and everything. It like likes. It like really likes killing mosquitoes. It's like, oh, I get to work again. Oh yay! Oh Scooby. Heather would be the coolest thing if your critters, if my critters wouldn't break it, instantly destroy it, right? Heather, I read that as my son is a solar powered cricket. Cricket. I was super excited to read the story behind that. Oh goodness. Okay, someone switched up to a garlic shampoo. They got him already. Poopsie the moopsie. How do you doopsie? Thank you for the love, Jovan. Melty, are we connected without wires? And that we have connected without wires, and that is some beautiful magic right there. Exactly. We're connecting through frequencies, right? The frequency of love that we're inducing in our hearts when we show up in this space. We're connecting through breath, breathing together. We're connecting through the past, noticing patterns of being, traumas, pains that we've been through and that we've processed. We're connecting in this present moment, right? Being able to see each other. And there might be friends in the future watching this in playback as a recording. And we are connected now, all right? You hearing these words in this moment and getting to have an experience hearing these words in this moment. Like we're connected in ways that we've never been able to connect before, and it's really exciting me. I don't have to pretend for even a second. Hetty, Kurt Cobain, Enlighten, Joe Snow, Hippie, Heath Ledger. No, it's Mal. Oh, freaking that. I like that. Yeah. I would love to play the Joker, dude. Like Heath Ledger, his depiction of the Joker is something that I don't know if I'll ever be able to like let it go, right? Like it's so good to me that it makes me like that. Just Heath Ledger and his performance of the Joker is single-handedly the performance that made me want to be an actor, right? One of my past fractals was me wanting to be an actor. I was like, holy shit, that looks cool, yo. Like being able to really pretend to be a different person, to pretend to be a different person to the point where the other people watching is convinced you are this person you're pretending to be. That is a superpower, yo. That is a straight up superpower. I totally read your chats in my voice, and it heartens my experience 10 times. Love is true. So much love. Interesting news, Jovan. I hope you'll use that skill to equal parts good and mischief. It's so good, Dan. Y'all, I spent all of yesterday with animals in rehab to be released. I went through orientation, and I'm gonna start working with them once a week. Of course. Of course. Jovan, I'm so proud of you, friend. Thank you for treating yourself and those little, lovely critters the way that you do. Duck Dad, yes, we could. He could be a cricket with how much he jumps around. The only question is the solar part because he is active even when the sun is not. That's the real problem. Would be better if he could just be turned off of the sunlight as soon as the sun stops shining. On second thought, that sounds like nightmare reality, right? I'm just imagining seeing my kid, yeah, woohoo, skibbity bobbity, whoop, skibbity boop boop, and then the sun goes down, and then skibbity, skibble wow, and then being locked in that space. Oh goodness, you gonna move? Should I turn the lights on? Yeah. Oh goodness. Okay, the aliens sent Mel back because he trips them out too much. They went back to the time before Mel. They were like, "Oh hell nah, dude. Then we're way too close to say this to the singularity with this. You can get us out of here right now." Exactly. I know Joy Vive's voice for a while now, and I always hear her when I read her comments. Same. It's awesome to share that with more of you now. Thank you for the bear for allowing yourself that. I'm so excited, Jovan. Congrats. How are you doing, dude? I heard that there is like some resolution reached with SVB. I don't know if your company has changed or backtracked their decisions to let you go. I'm curious, Brother Bear. How are you doing? It's so awesomely beautiful, Joe. I'm so excited for you. Love is true. I think there was something funny in that. Hmm. Are you seeing the fractals right now? Looks over to his alien friend. His alien's friend is exploding in fractals. I think there was something funny in that hippie. My body is 50% LSD. Try and eat me, aliens. See what happens to you. I was crazy awesome. And then I sat down to do the paperwork. They brought a little falcon, and I sat him on the table to hang out with us for enrichment. Yes, little falcon. Little dapper dude being there. You remember? I'm pretending to be a falcon right now. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Jovan. Sending you so much love. That's great. I've always loved working with animals. Releasing rehabilitated animals has always been a dream of mine. I can't keep cage animals. I used to release my pets as a kid birds, snakes, fish, all of them. Me too. I could only keep my snakes for so long and then I had to let them go. Adulting is way overrated, indeed, and agreed. So blessed, you have an old soul for sure, Joe Schmo. Say that at least 10 times fast. You have an old soul for sure, Joe Schmo. You have an old soul for sure, Joe Schmo. You have an for sure, Joe Joe, there's an animal. There are animals that do better with human keepers. Bees are an excellent example, as a conventional weed killing techniques put them at risk. I mean, I feel my dogs also function better being taken care of, right? They're not caged, technically. But they're also not free, technically, right? They can't just go wherever they want to say it in so many words. But they don't have to pretend to be stuck either, because they are conceptually free. You feeling this? What am I saying? Sofa, sofa, sofa. Schmecks you guy. Ooh, ah. I'm sexying, and I know it. Every single time, dude. I'm gonna have to try and get used to it. Thank you, I guess. Thank you. I'll get used to it slowly but surely. Thank you for the bear. It's nice having you here. How are you doing, dude? How's life treating you? Put them address. I have old bones too. They're impossible to exploit. Bees will straight up leave a hive if conditions are bad enough. This is true, actually. I think you meant Da Vinci, but you said DiCaprio. I am stupid. And culturally insensitive. Yes. I love Leonardo DiCaprio's David. People that are cultured. Losing their minds. Yeah, you're right. I might have made the mistake. Da Vinci, of course. Da Vinci. Like, let's actually Google. Hey, Google, can you tell me the people that were supported during the Enlightenment? Yeah, so the people that were supported during the Enlightenment was John Locke, Thomas Hobbes, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Adam Smith, Immanuel Kant, Isaac Newton, and Thomas Jefferson. The Enlightenment is commonly associated with the men whose writing and thinking combined philosophy, politics, economics, and science. Was Leonardo da Vinci not part of the Enlightenment? Hey Google, was Leonardo da Vinci not part of the Enlightenment era? Oh, the Renaissance era. Yeah, I guess that's a difference, right? They were a part of the Renaissance. Renaissance. His life and work reflected the popular humanist ideals that shaped the Renaissance era. Yeah, what a dude. I wonder, how did Leonardo become famous? Leonardo was about 15. His father, who enjoyed a high reputation in Florentine community, apprenticed him to an artist, Andrea de Verrocchio. In Verrocchio's renowned workshop, Leonardo received multifaceted training that included painting and sculpture, as well as the technical mechanical arts. How about that? Must have been cool. Why didn't we hear about Andrea de Verrocchio? Hey Google, can you show me some of Andrea de Verrocchio's art? Yeah, Google straight up spazzed and had a heart attack with me trying to say that word, Andrea de Verrocchio. Probably said it incorrectly as well. Will become present again. Yeah, Sam, definitely. Absolutely. I just never let myself keep critters that didn't need me though. Most of my animals throughout the year were caught in the wild and then released in the proper ecosystem for the most part. The python problem in Florida might be partially my fault though. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, more pythons. Pythons are cool. I like pythons. They eat small things sometimes, but guess we'll just have to embrace becoming obese. I shouldn't say shit like that. Steel barricades just went up in Manhattan criminal court. US peeps. It's going down. Get your steak and liver libations today and stay in tomorrow. There's some wacky shit happening in South Africa tomorrow as well. There's like a massive strike happening and stuff. This today as well, technically. I don't know if there's vandaag, yeah. So there's a strike happening today in South Africa. I pay sales taxes on everything I buy for my business. I run my business out of my home. My home taxes are stupid high. Wait, now I have to pay taxes on my merger plan sales? Eat me. Yeah, right? Right? That's how I feel as well, Doug Dad. I'm like, you can suck my ass. I don't even know what those words mean. Like, picturing it is so concerning. Right? But why? Why do you want to keep taking my fucking money, dude? Don't you take enough? Right? Like, the VAT, just the VAT, right? The sales tax. Like, isn't it enough? The fact that they take 14% of everything that is bought in South Africa. Now it's 15. Now it's 15%. They've upped that tax as well. We pay exorbitant amounts for electricity. We pay taxes just to get electricity. I'm chilling. Love is true. That Quaffle is like laughing his ass off at me. Slow style. Suck it though. Yeah. You think you're cool because you're a human? I'm sitting in a tree. I shit on the floor. I eat berries. I'm free. Oh. Yeah, stay trapped. Keep pretending to be a human. See how it serves you. Down with the bloody head. Yikes, Sam. I forgot about all that stuff going down. Extra good and calm energy for everyone. Exactly. Joe, Illinois is pretty rough too. My property tax is over 10,000. I don't have city water or electricity at my home in like and my home is like 70 years old. Yeah, I'm gonna get like actually pissed if I keep this fractal alive. I'm over here in New York. I don't know what you're talking about. Wow, dude, that's deep. The milestones of the gods grind late, but they grind exceedingly fine. The milestones of the gods grind late, but they grind exceedingly fine. I like that. Me too. Me too, Joe. We've had to wait a long time for this, but if Manhattan and Georgia screw the pooch, the universe won't. Joe, I have tried to track down the origins of that milestone of the gods quote, and it's like playing hopscotch. It's not mine, but I don't know whose it is. I was like thinking about searching for whose quote it was as well, seeing you quote it, but not adding any person who it's quoted to. How interesting, Sam. Make it yours, you know? Like, I don't know whose it is, but I like to say it. So I'm gonna pretend that it's mine. And then if someone is like, is that yours? I'll tell them no. But you were pretending that it's yours. Yeah, but I never said it. I never said that I specifically came up with this exact quote. Listen carefully. Yeah, Joe. But I also know if I don't go somewhere cheaper, people won't pay what they pay for my plans. Yeah, go where the money is, right? And yet, where the money is, the property is more expensive as well. Doug, yeah, man, you just gotta make do with what you got and smile until you have the ability to adjust the fractal. Exactly. Joe, I have tried to track down the. Okay, for everyone. Sounds like Plato. Jovan, we have one of those wildfire rehabs places by us. They're amazing there. I can't wait to hear about your stories of crazy critters. Love is true. Dude, I would cut my left arm off if it meant Duckling was solar powered. I would toss a blanket over her like Shan with her son. Like, yeah, no, I was going to complain about the cold 15 degrees Celsius weather today, but then I remembered where some of you live. Yeah, 15 sounds kind of okay, right? Like you have to wear a jacket maybe, but at least you don't have to wear gloves. Feel like you're freezing. Lister, the American Crow is missing an eye but can slam dunk like a mother clucker. Heat wave today, love is true. I was a doggo in a buns, not a zoburb. Yeah, I felt that fractal as well. I thought you would make recognize Shan. I know Reed so hot. It's okay, love is true. What's good, Melty? I'm good, dude. I'm feeling nice. How's Christian doing, Melty? I just saw your message recently. Joy Vive, I believe he's doing well. Today, the 20th, he's flying through to Cape Town to go and visit Michaela. He's gonna go and stay with her for 10 days. I was like thinking about calling him. Oh goodness, I actually have to be mindful of the time. I have a meeting in 20 minutes. Yeah. Okay. He's doing well. He's doing well. He's gonna go and see his now technically girlfriend. He's working hard. He changed jobs. He's working for a mining company now. They're doing like AI based inventory slash budgeting. He's doing good work. And he has a stake in the company that he's working for right now. So he's not earning a lot, but he has the potential upside of the company growing in value and then earning a lot. So I'm very happy for him. But he's doing well. He's staying active. He's exercising. He's still staying with dad, and which I think is a good thing because he's saving an exponential amount of money staying with his dad instead of paying for an apartment just so that he can live in his own apartment. Hoorah! Living with parents, I guess. What's good, Melty? Love again to you. Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, and Leonardo. Doug, thank you for letting me know all of those names again. Yes, our Ninja Turtles as well, right? It is 33 degrees here, feels like 22, and a high of 44 today. The synchronicities. Cats would die if I let them. They don't know how to take care of themselves. Oh, they do. That's the joke, I feel. Because we would like to believe we're all pretending that our cats need us, but they'll eat you first, JV, and then they'll and then they'll find something else to eat afterwards. I'm so sorry. Grand Rising, hey Grace Hand again. Love to you, friend. Teenage. There we go. Da Vinci is much too old for the Enlightenment, unfortunately, cause I'm TNT. Mel just started the Renaissance 2.0. Yeah. Renaissance is the beginning of the cultural rebirth. The Enlightenment is the end of the intellectual rebirth and the beginning of our transition to an industrial society. This is true. Thank you, Dan, for giving me that little fractal as well. Multiple minds, right? Creating more perspective. Us together are infinitely more powerful than any of us could ever be alone. Da Vinci did use sacred geometry stuffs, though. He did. He's known for his use of the golden ratio. Exactly. You can see the golden ratio in most of his work, even. Ralph was mean and Tash like me. Joe, my name is Michael, and my favorite color is orange. My brain's melting. Mikey. I'm trying to remember Joe Schmo's name now again. He told me yesterday, but he also said that he likes the anonymity of just being called Joe Schmo. So my brain was like, well, guess we don't have to store this name. And then I continued existing, and the name is now further away from me. And I'm like trying to go back into that space and be like, I know you said these words. There we go. I got it. I got it. It's almost like if you take a blowtorch to something. I love you, dude. So much. Okay, let me get back to it. I was man. He was mean and detached, just like me. Ralph? I'm guessing you're talking about the rat. Da Vinci, like Tesla, saw into a world he could not touch because of the limitations of his physical world. This is true. I mean, like Mikey in the original live action is the best. Joe, I wish you were local so that you can go and watch the new Seth Rogen animated version. There's a Seth Rogen animated version of a show? That sounds pretty sick, actually. Charlie Chan. Really? The Chan part as well? I remember Charlie, right? Like taking a blowtorch to something and charring something. Maxwell. Charlie Chan. Love is true. Thank you for asking about Christian again. I'm curious about the cost of an apartment would be reasonable for you in South Africa. So, like buying price, brother Duck Dad, buying price for an apartment in South Africa is about $60,000, maybe even less. Then it's yours when it comes to South Africa. Spend the next 5 years saving at least 100 grand. 10 years for 100 grand isn't impossible, right? And then you can buy yourself a nice property here in South Africa, and then we can make this economy bloom as well. I think it's milk it into infinity, right? Until I have enough money to not have to do it anymore. But I'm not gonna spend money on an apartment just so that I can say I have an apartment, because all of that money I'm spending on an apartment can go towards realizing my dreams, right? And if I'm spending on an apartment, then it's destroyed, right? Like I don't get to get that capital back. Shantan. I forget. I have to be in a meeting in 20 minutes. That involves chili. Yeah, of course. Both of us have meetings. I'm very excited to announce, as a sister project to Globama Fest, Joe Glow, the world's first ever Glow Schmo themed 3-day music festival. Yeah. Not Chan. It's just a nickname. Okay. Charlie Chan, like Joe Schmo. I get it. I'm feeling it. Yes, the after swagger. We have the frozen YOLO-gurt at the Joe Club. YOLO-gurt. You friends, like, how are you this smart, right? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, how do all of you not have, like, $1 billion creative, consulting jobs or something? YOLO. YOLO-gurt. YOLO. I love that. YOLO-gurt. I really like that. I followed this at African Realtors. They were showing off what looked like a small mansion for only $500,000. Yeah, for $500,000, you can like unironically get yourself a small mansion here in South Africa. Like there's multiple, proper mansion-esque houses for that kind of price tag. South African property is still pretty affordable, but also because of the amount of instability we have when it comes to our electric grids right now, people for a long time have not been willing to invest in our country. A lack of investment in our country means that people see the country as less valuable. That lack of value is also translating into our property values as well. Dude, how you got me thinking about South Africa. Selling my house could set us up nicely in SA for a while. Unironically, Doug Dad. Like, I'm only a little bit joking, right? I'm not actually pretending when I ask you friends that come to South Africa. I do believe this country has potential. The only thing that you have to take in mind if you want to move to South Africa is energy, right? And fortunately, your energy needs are less here because it doesn't get cold like it does in America. And if it's hot, it doesn't get so warm that it's impossible to keep the house cool, right? Like we don't have indoor air conditioning. We have like fans and it does the job, right? So with just fans and maybe like a small little plug-in space heater, those energy needs are taken care of. But the point I was trying to make, if you want to move to South Africa, add to your budget the understanding that you're probably going to install some solar onto your roof as well. And that way, you basically free yourself from your energy needs from the country, and you'll get property significantly cheaper. You'll still get all of the things that you're used to here in South Africa at a premium, unfortunately, because of the import taxes. So you'll pay a little bit more for your technology, but you'll pay exponentially less for your food, for your property, in taxes. Uh, yeah, essentially. So yeah, South Africa is an option. I hope South Africa gives me commission. It's like, hey, dude, I got all of these new clients contributing to the economy. Can I pay less taxes? They're like, no, you pay more taxes now actually because you earn more. I swear. I never thought about it before I met Melty. Seems like a decent place to be. There are a lot of decent places to be here in South Africa, and this space, like, it's massive. It really is a massive country. Did someone say marketing? Swing! Brother Jules, Metal Gear Solid, little exclamation mark goes off. Am I thinking about South Africa? Duck, thought about that once more. Crack open the bottle, sip drinking wine. I've been thinking of you, love is true. I'm on that music fest. I never thought about it before I met Melty. Love is true. Have a great day, humans. We'll see you again soon. Until we speak again. First step, get $500,000. Like, you'll get an actual mansion. That's the thing, right? Like what Joy V was talking about. Like, she's talking about like a 12-bedroom house, right? For like $500,000. Like, there's probably multiple ones available right now for that kind of time, like that kind of price tag. On the music fest, love is true. Yo, if I could get set up with solar and SA in 100% in. Yeah, exactly. And the solar that you would need, Richard, is not that excessive, right? Because we work from our computers, which means that we need a computer to be on, right? And that doesn't actually take that much energy. You can do that technically. You would be able to if you work from a computer. You would be able to get your solar needs, making sure you always stay on the grid, for less than $2,000. $2,000 to be kind of like safe. For $2,000, all of your solar needs would be taken care of here in SA, so that you can continue working online throughout the day, right? And you'd be able to actually afford a place to stay, right? Like, you'll have a house of your own. That's the big thing. I have no love for the cold weather. I'm also not a fan, dude. Like, it gets cold here in South Africa, up to like -5 is the coldest I've ever experienced. It doesn't really snow here. Things, don't freeze. People don't die of cold because it just doesn't get that cold here. So yeah, Team SA. Don't forget the time. I'm paying attention. I have like 10 minutes. I was in power generation for a living. Find a place where you can buy 10 people's worth of land, and then you can have power generation in the center and have a hippie commune. Like, I'm planning on doing stuff like that, Doug Dad. I'm just taking my time trying to make money, dude. Trying to get that monies so I can actually afford things. That is bonkers. I could probably do it now. Yeah, 100%. Like, do the research, dude. Go and, like, unironically, check what it's gonna cost you. Check how much it costs, right? Like, find out the process, because it's very easy for you, friends, to immigrate from America to South Africa. Check what the property costs are. Check what the cost of living is when it comes to food. And yeah, for solar, like, I'll get you a good battery setup. Like, I can see, and it's gonna be plug and play pretty much as well. So you're not even gonna have to struggle. You're gonna throw 2 solar panels, or like 3 solar panels, onto your roof. You're gonna wire them through a window or something. You don't even have to make holes. And then you're gonna plug it directly into a box, and that box is gonna connect to your Wi-Fi and your computer, and then you're gonna be set, right? And that's $2,000, pretty much. Like, the setup we have right now cost me $360. I don't have a solar panel attached to it right now, but the battery power keeps the Wi-Fi on, even if the power goes off. This is our card. Find a place, blah blah blah. I'm here coming too. It's wild. There's a whole country where people don't die of cold. People die of cold. You're in California. Are you serious? I predict brown and blue on the card. Let's see. You, Amara, the bun pop. Come on. Let's find. Dude, we're gonna move to South Africa and build a commune with Melty for real, for real. I love that feeling. I'm like kind of down, right? Because I believe that what we're trying to do as a society is bring back community, right? That we have been starved of community living in a way that we haven't been in a long time. What did you say? Blue on the card and brown? Like, there's not a lot of cards that have brown in them, but this lady very much does have brown hair. I think her skin is kind of brown, right? In comparison to mine, a little bit more brown. Black in the middle, brown lines. Look at that. And then very much blue in that as well. This is one of my favorite cards. I haven't pulled it in so long. The Antakanara. Nice. It's legitimately doable. Very much so. Very much so. And the best part is, all of you friends, if you're working online right now, right, you'll be exponentially more wealthy. Like, that's the joke to me. Is that if I was trying to convince you to move to South Africa, to abandon your finances, right? Oh, who needs finances? Just let it go. Go and live in a hippie commune. Then I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like ass, dude. I don't want to do that. But the fact that you would have more capital and you actually get to own the property that you live in, yeah, that sounds like wins to me. Okay, the Antakanara, the bridge. Circles and purples. Yeah, look at them purples. And those are very much circles. It's like an infinity symbol happening between these. There's like the person reaching up into the infinity, and then there is the flower of life, the everything, right? The holographic matrix that encodes everything. And then there is this bridge in between them, the part that connects the being to the infinite. Skapow! The bridge. I pulled it upside down technically, which means have you lost your connection? Rather, Joe asking about connection, right? Remind yourself to merge every day with the wisdom of your higher self. I wrote about the higher self in my journal today as well, so I'm connecting that fractal. The Antakanara, one more time, is an ancient healing and meditation symbol that has been used in Tibet and China for thousands of years. It is a part of the spiritual anatomy that connects the physical brain and the higher self. It is a bridge of light that aids in your connection to the higher dimensions. It is said that the Antakanara has its own consciousness, and that merely being in its presence will raise the person's vibration and assist in healing and personal evolution. Connecting with your higher self will offer insights into virtually any question or inquiry that you may have. The Antakanara may be seen as a direct link between your thoughts and your intuitive nature. It is the result of the interaction between matter and consciousness. Meditate with this shape, relax deeply, and give attention to your breath. Sit quietly and open to the intuition and insight. Let this time act to strengthen the connection between thought and intuition. Realize the capacity for growth and healing you already possess. I've been drinking Shan's flower remedies as well, and they've been helping. And that's kind of like what she touches on as well, this inner ability that we possess to heal ourselves. I put some of her remedy drops in my water. Realize the capacity for growth and healing you already possess. The answer to your inquiry will come through the ability to bridge the material world and the realm of spirit. You may wish to make a copy of this shape and place it on your altar, beside your computer, or in your healing space. Whenever you notice it, acknowledge your connection to higher self and the wisdom that is always available through that communication. Love is true. Love is true. Don't forget the time. Thank you again. And maybe we're coming to It's Wild, the whole country where people don't die of the cold. Exactly. For Dick Brown, you were right. Dude, are we gonna move to say I'm looking down to it? Legitimately doable, circles and purples. You friends made me feel like my higher self. I draw energy and answers from you on a level that I have rarely experienced. Many, many thanks. Thank you to all of you friends for being a part of this network of depth that we have access to, right? That every single one of us are that infinity, right? You as a human being reaching up into the everything reaching into you, this bridge connecting us to that which we are, and every single one of us getting to connect to one another creates more of these fractals on fractals on fractals on fractals. Pain is an illusion. My thorn might still be in my foot, but I don't feel it anymore. My wrist is still kind of sensitive. My foot is no longer hurting though. So I am slowly but surely healing myself. Thank you for asking, dear Jovan. No, Joy V. That's the beauty of community. We come together to share and combine strengths to be stronger together. Exactly. Right? And this is the way we've done it our entire existences. That's the thing that I have to try and echo as well. Is that sure what we're doing and the way we're doing it can technically be seen as unique, right? Hey Ting. Sorry if I'm missing you until now. Sending you love. Can be seen as unique, but we've done this community thing for all of eternity, right? And everything we've ever gotten done, everything you see, right? Every building, every societal structure that you can name arised because of collaboration, because of teamwork, because of communities coming together to make things happen. And we're gonna do that. Dude, Joe, I feel so in sync with these three words that you share. Like you type them out in my brain. The three words being I love you, love you so much. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you friends again soon. Tomorrow. Squeal. Cheers.